Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go over the two most commonly missed questions from the quiz because I'm not in class with you guys. So one does come from version B, one comes from version A, but I recommend watching both because both topics could end up on the quiz later on. So for this first one here, this is the one that was talking about the kid drawing things out of the rainbow. And for some reason, the version B one got missed a little bit more, but there's also the same question in version A. The numbers were just different. So it says a child is drawing a rainbow using a box of 24 different colored crayons, which includes the 7 required colors, the 7 being red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. After drawing in red, orange, yellow, and green portions in the proper order, they forget the last 3 colors. From the remaining 20 crayons, they choose 3 at random, coloring an arc between each choice. So they've already done the red arc and then the orange arc. Grade my thing here. And then the yellow arc, and then the green arc. And now they're just going to choose some random color. So they chose a random color. They drew it in. They chose another random color. They drew it in. They chose my last random color and drew it in. Now, my student didn't get it correct at all. None of those, well, that's almost an indigo. So maybe they got 1 of the 3 correct. But it says, what is the probability that they would finish it completely correctly? So let's go back and take those off. So the first one is saying there are 20 crayons in the box. Well, there's only one possible correct answer for next. I am looking for the blue crayon. So for the next one, they have a 1 out of 20 chance of getting the blue crayon. So let's say that our student does actually get the blue, and they draw it in. So because once again, we're talking about the assumption that they actually do it correctly. So they got the blue, they drew it in. Now there's 19 crayons in the box, and I'm only looking for the indigo one. So once again, there's only one correct answer. So let's say, because we're talking about the probability actually happens, so let's say that they go in, they draw on the indigo, and then lastly, we're trying to get that last color, which is violet, and let's say there's now 18 crayons in the box because they'd already used, I should have used blue here, they already used the blue one and put it down, they already used the indigo one and put it down, and now they're trying to get violet. So there's 18 crayons in front of them now, and there's only one correct possibility. So here we had to think about the fact that for each of the 3 crayons they were drawing out of the box, there was only one possible way for it to be correct each time. There was only one way to get blue. There's only one way to get indigo. There's only one way to get violet. So that's why our numerator is 1 for each of these. And when you solve this out, I believe you get 1 over 6,840, which was B for this one. You solve it the same if you had version A. The numbers were just slightly different. Some of you guys wanted to use a permutation for this, which is also okay. But in order to use the permutation, you once again would have still had to think about what was going on. So the permutation you wanted to use because we are talking about the correct order. So you were talking about getting violet and then indigo, then blue is something that could have happened. And that order was important because of where they were drawing them. So the total possible here would have been out of the 20, she's taking 3, and we're using a permutation because the order is important. But once again, the numerator is talking about the total possible or the total correct ways. Once again here, the only thing that was correct is if she got blue and then indigo and then violet. Once again, there's only one correct possible way. I saw a lot of people try to do 3P3, but this is saying how many different possible ways would there have been to get blue, indigo, violet. So 3P3 would have been blue, indigo, violet, blue, violet, indigo, violet, indigo, blue, violet, blue, indigo, so on and so forth. It was coming up with all of these different combinations, which is not what we want. Only one of these is correct. And so once again, that's what the numerator has to represent here is the one that we actually want. So that is how I would have tackled this problem here. Okay. The other one that most people missed was the one about Jason and Rachel, but when we were talking about the problem that said Miss Townsell. Now, I do want to state I did take points off if you didn't actually answer the question. The question was, who do you think is correct and to justify? So if you simply said combination or permutation, you didn't actually answer the question. So always make sure you are fully reading the question and you're fully answering. I only took off a little bit, but I want you guys to make sure that you are reading everything and answering the question that is in front of you. Now let's actually talk about this one. Jason and Rachel are working on a homework problem together. Jason thinks they should use a combination. Rachel thinks they should use a permutation. So if it's combination, it's going to be Jason. If it's permutation, it's going to be Rachel. Miss Townsell is rearranging her books for a new display. She has 12 books she can choose from, but only 5 display spaces. How many arrangements can she make? Now, the word I just emphasized there was arrangements. If you think about a flower arrangement, it's not just getting certain flowers, but the florist is putting them in a very specific spot. Now, at your age, maybe you haven't gotten multiple flower arrangements, but something maybe you have done is rearranged furniture. You can think about, for my classroom, some days you come in and all of my desks are in rows. Other days you come in and my desks are in groups. There's been sometimes we've come in and I've had my desk in a U shape. In all of these cases, I am using the same combination of desks. I have 30 desks and I choose 27 of them to put out every time. But the question is, when I arrange them, this desk arrangement is different than this desk arrangement, which is different than this desk arrangement. So even though I'm using the same 27 desks, where I put them, how I arrange them changes the scenario. This is a permutation. Arrangements are one of our key words for permutations. In fact, in order to prepare for this, I went online and I looked at the synonyms for arrangement. The synonyms for arrangement that would help you here include ordering. Arranging is the same thing as ordering, or organizing. These are, even there's scoring on there, which I'll even put on there with us because we talked about rank. I don't think that's as much of a synonym, but it could be. But these are the different ways that we are thinking about it. And so ordering, organization, even scoring a little bit, these can be seen as other synonyms that help us notice that the order is important. So from now on, we know that if it says arrangement, the order is important. So this should have been Rachel is correct. We should have been using a permutation because the arrangement of orders is correct. If I had book 1 in the front or in the back and then book 2 and then book 3, that is different than putting book 3 in the front, putting book 1 here, and book 2 here. When we are arranging, the order is important. So I hope that helps. The answer key for all the other ones are in Schoology as always, but as I mentioned, these were the 2 most commonly missed questions. So I wanted to get them uploaded for you since I will not be in class.